Hi YouTube, this is Darkon633, and today I'm bringing a review of the Transformers San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Bruticus from the War for Cybertron line. This is basically the Generations repaint in the game accurate colors that was only available during San Diego Comic-Con or at Hasbro Toy Shop after the show was over. This is a really well-wanted set, although its flaws do kind of annoy me, which you'll see in a minute. Anyways, let's just go off with naming them. They're obviously, if you haven't seen the game or the show, whatever, they're consisted of 5 characters that combine into one giant robot. We start off with Swindle, Vortex, Brawl, Blast Off, and the leader, Onslaught. The only problem with some of these designs is that they're not quite game accurate in terms of somewhat design, because there are some design problems that don't make it look so accurate, especially you're going to see for Onslaught there and Vortex, which you'll see in a minute. Anyways, also another problem with this line is that the sizing is incredibly disgusting in a sense, just because they've shrunken it down so much that it's just gotten really sad. Yeah, but anyways, let's start off with, I guess, Brawl here. So, having standing issues, sorry about that. Let's take these guys aside and go straight to Brawl to start off with. Let's have a close-up here as soon as I can stand. Okay, let's start out with Brawl. Brawl is a tank. It's pretty obvious because of the back cannons and everything. He was actually in the first game, but obviously he did not have anything to combine with, so he was just a standalone character in the first game. His colors were a little bit different in the first game, since he wasn't, like, he had a slightly different shade of green, but his overall design's about the same. And the problem is the sizing is quite bad on these figures. They're incredibly small, which is kind of, I guess, budget cut due to the economy issues. So, I'll show you in a minute. Well, anyways, let's go on with this. His articulation is somewhat hindered due to some of its design. Doesn't have any waist articulation, but he does have knee joints and a swivel. His feet can also slightly pivot, and it can go out like this because it's also on a ball joint there. This is also on a ball joint, which can turn, but looks kind of strange as you turn it up because it kind of goes towards into the body due to transformation. His hands are also on a ball joint, which can turn 360 and do movement, and I guess hands can pivot a little too. His head also is on a ball joint with 360 degrees, but it's kind of hard to get in there, so it's better off not leaving that alone, actually. So I guess I'll just show you the back. Anyways, he does have a weapon. So here's his gun, which you could store in either hand, but I'll just put it off on this hand for now. It does fit well in there, so at least that's good. Take it out for now. And anyways, yeah, Brawl is, he's not one of the weakest, but he's slightly just because of his simplicity, and also the fact that, well, he doesn't have that much movement due to a lot of that. He's just, body's really bulky. I wish there was a way you could just kind of pull this out just a little, both sides, so I guess you would get more movement there. But that's just a minor gripe. Anyways, let's go over transformation first. What you do, let's push this up. Sometimes it doesn't do it. Actually, I think it was already pushed up. Next, we'll just push down the head so it goes in. Pull up the feet. Turn these entire hand around. And close the hands into the body. Turn these so that they fold into like that. And the same thing on the other side. Then After you're done with that, just turn these around so they're just going like that. Anyways, oh, yeah. Anyways, what you do next is just turn the legs so that they face like that. Then you just fold, actually never mind, you're supposed to fold it the other way. Then what you do is fold into the body so they just kind of rest on there. So it looks something like that so far. You kind of just fold these over. So they kind of slide into place slightly. Gotta just push them into place. Come on. This one, for some reason, has a hard time compared to the other ones kind of get into place, which is annoying. Okay, there. Then you just plug in this piece right here down. And that's pretty much, oh, sorry, I forgot to plug in the sides. That. There you have Brawl in his tank mode. Looks nice, looks pretty game accurate. Basically, it's just like a hovering tank. Good part is that he does have 360 movement in the turret, which several Transformers in the past that are tank for alt modes have the problem of it not turning 360 or any much movement at all. Next, what you can also do is store this gun in here. So you have some kind of like triple blaster kind of thing looking there, so that's actually really nice. And well, not sure how well the picture's coming in for this, but as you can see, at least in my hands, stretch it out a little further. It's rather small, which is an unfortunate design. Part of the design. It would have been cooler if this was a little bigger, but I guess the combined mode does kind of even out for that. So anyways, that's it for Brawl. Let's go with another one of the legs. This time, let's go with Swindle. Swindle is... well, I really can't say much about these yet since the game hasn't come out yet, but... and in G1, not many of these guys had a lot of character development. They were quite big in the show, but only a few of them had character development. For Swindle, though, he was one of the few who did have a lot of character development in a sense. He's usually like the conniving way to like find deals and kind of sneak out and all that. That was basically how he was like animated as well. It was like a really conniving salesperson. Tries to like cheat his way out of a lot of things. He does have a gun as well. Good part is that each character does have a gun. Fin both their hand, either hand, and yeah. So let's have a close up of him. So yeah, it's in this very tannish. Sorry, very tannish color. It's actually kind of one of the blandest out of all of them, but that's actually mostly his color. It was mostly in the the past. He was just mostly brown and green. But anyways, his head's on a ball joint. I think no, it's some kind of joint that basically just can go left and right. His arms are on a ball joint. On 360. His upper arm is also on a ball joint, and that's pretty much that. He does have waist articulation. Most of the guys on the set do have waist articulation, which, gotta say, good job on that, Hasbro and Takara. A lot of Transformers missing that articulation, though. That's a good thing they added. Anyways, it's also got a knee joint, and also on a ball joint, which, this is actually quite tight, so it actually stays on really well, which is good. So you can pivot a little. Other than that, he doesn't have that much articulation technically to offer, so that's pretty much it for Swindle. One problem is also the way that they made his shoulders. Is that, I don't know, it's kind of hard to see, like, wait, you're supposed to pull this further? Yeah, that, I can see why people are scared about their articulation design. So let's just push this down. Something happened here. I don't think that's supposed to pop out at all. Ooh. Something happened. This is not good. Let's push this back in. Yeah, so... yeah, the pin almost popped out, which is a bad thing. Oh, why does it keep doing that? Okay. So, why is the pin keep doing that? What's going on? Is there something wrong with this figure? Huh. It's very scary, actually. Why is it anyone doing that? So anyways, shoulders are kind of strange. Hopefully this isn't broken. Pin keeps popping out of place. Huh. I never noticed that before. I wonder if it's just mine that does that, but anyways, the pin seems to be coming out of place when you pull up the shoulder, which is really strange, I gotta say. I wonder why it's doing that. Sorry about that. Well, anyways, uh-oh. What happened here? Now it's totally out of place. Hold on. One moment, guys. Sorry about that. I had to get the pin back into place, because it seems like, what happens is that when you transform this guy, you're supposed to pull, basically, use this pin system in his shoulders, which causes him an issue if you don't transform it properly, because it will get out of place. So basically, what you would have to do is pull it up, then pull it up as you're pulling it down, like this. So when you pull this up, it'll go up like that. So as you can see here, now, these pieces won't go with it, so that they lay that against the shoulders here. Sorry. Right. Oh, come on, camera. Should be right there. Not sure how well the camera's printing out. Right here. So that it keeps it in place, so that now it's got a regular shoulders. It looks a lot better now, because what I used to do was the completely wrong. I would just pull the shoulders up as hard as I could. So now that I know it's the correct way, there's more movement in the shoulders, which is good now. So it's a lot better figure now, and I have to be very careful with transforming him for your version. So basically what you do to transform him, sorry about that, but again, push down the head, pull its entire chest compartment up. Make sure that these pieces are forward like that. Then, as I shown earlier, you're supposed to pull this down as you're pulling the pin down. So like that. So it should go like that, so now it won't go out of place. Next what you do is plug in the legs so that it looks like that. Now, turn this entire piece around. Plug in you see, so it looks like this so far. Now for this part, what you're gonna have to do is plug this little piece here, right there, into a little peg. See how well the camera's gonna. Oh, yeah, there. A peg that goes there. So you're supposed to position it in a way so that the peg could fit into the piece there. So this shoulder piece around. So let's see. It's kind of hard to get used to the transformations. This is quite difficult. Okay, there. So there you have Swindle in his vehicle mode. Yeah, so anyways, rolls, okay. And then you could peg this gun then on the top here, so it looks like that. Some kind of military-like vehicle. Military, like, I guess an armored car kind of thing. Yeah. It's really nicely designed, I guess, I could say. There. The wheels weren't moving earlier. Now it doesn't lay totally flat, so it kind of, some of the wheels turn, some of them don't. So that's pretty much it for Swindle. Let's go on with, let's see, Blast Off next. So here's Blastoff in his robot mode. Blastoff is the plane. Some kind of futuristic oh, this is the wrong weapons. Kind of Cybertronian plane. Sorry about that. For some reason didn't want to mind. Anyways, he's also got a pair of guns that can peg into the hands like so. But if you want, I guess this is your preference, you can also peg it in like... No, actually you can't. The peg hole's it's different. So yeah, you can only peg it in like that. Blastoff is another really bland, in a sense, coloring. But that's kind of accurate since these guys didn't have like the most glamorous colors to begin with. But it looked really nice, especially since they are like military-like vehicles, so this does work. This head's out of ball joints, so... Again, it's not a ball joint. Okay, it's soul joint, no waist articulation again. His shoulders are on a very ball joint there, which can only go about that much. Can't really do much with there. It's got a joint here that allows that, and it's got double jointed and ball jointed arm peg here, so that allows you to have movement there. His hands can't do anything. His legs are on a ball joint. And his upper thigh here, it's got a swivel joint. His knee joint, and no feet. Well, he pretty much doesn't have any real feet, so you can't really say much here. On that, this guy's actually not my most favorite, just by color-wise, but design-wise looks actually really nice. I really like the design of this guy. Especially with like the silver shoulders and the purple design on it lower. It's actually one of the better designs of the few. To transform this guy, what you do is, let's take out the guns first. Fold in so that the hands kind of collapse into the shoulders. So it looks something like that. Do the same for the other side. So it looks like that. Now what you do is take this entire front piece and peg it over so that right here pegs into the joint there. Pull out, and it tends to do that on mine, but pull out his shoulders here. So it looks like that. Then, what you do is then take these and fold it out like this. There. Then what you do is just... Actually, no, it's for Bruticus mode. Just leave it on like that. What you do now is then you just fold this in a way so that they fold in the body. Like... something like... Oh yeah, this way, yeah. Goes in like that. Then what you do is peg in these together. A lot of pegs there, it just folds together, and then you just close it in like that. Then take these two pegs right here. Here, it's underneath the piece here. Peg it into these holes right here. Make sure that it's properly. Otherwise, it's going to end up really strange. Okay, I see what I did wrong. I'm supposed to fold this over like that. Then you turn it. That. There. Okay, do the same on the other side. Make sure that these show like that. And you just peg them in. Sorry about that. A whole lot of problems are occurring today. Now the memory on my camera went out, so I had to delete some of my older stuff. Anyways, here it is, Blastoff in vehicle mode. Blastoff is a very interesting Cybertronian like plane design, and actually looks rather nice even in this mode. No wheels though, and yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Other than that, you can plug in the guns, if you so wish to. Side here and that. So it could look something like that. So, yeah. Yeah, I really like this. It's a nice design. But anyways, let's go on with the next guy. Now we have Vortex. Vortex is, well, for those who played the demo, is a very, I guess, interesting Transformer. I'll show you a problem with this vehicle mode in a minute. But anyways, yeah, he's also one of the ones who... Let's go into the articulation anyways. It's already going pretty long, so let's see how much I can do so far. His head's on a ball joint, which can't really go much because it's rather tight, so we can't really do much other than that. His arms are on a ball joint. His upper elbow, his upper arm is on a ball swivel joint. His elbow, he's got ratcheted elbow joint. His hand can't do anything, and this can kind of spin. From that, he's got waist articulation. Another good thing about this figure. His legs are rather well articulated, actually. His legs are on a kind of his legs are on a ball joint. His upper thigh is on a swivel joint. He's got double jointed ratchet joints. And then, still got a joint there as well. And that's pretty much it for his articulation. One moment, please. Okay, so, once again, the camera went out. Basically, you just plug this in. Please just plug in. Let's see now. Come on, plug it already. When this thing doesn't do that. Come on, I don't have much time on this camera to do all this. Maybe when it does this, it's becoming a disaster. Yeah, that's pretty much it for his vehicle mode. Becomes this like armored vehicle. You go back and forth. So yeah, other than that, it looks okay, I guess, in a sense. So that's pretty much it for Onslaught. Now to see what the final product is by combining them. Basically, what you do is just take the guys from earlier. Basically, it's a good thing that you start with vehicle mode because that allows you to make him into Bruticus a lot easier. For Onslaught, all you need to do is just kind of slightly almost put him back in his robot mode, but you kind of stop halfway. So it looks like that so far. Just plug in these arms into the back, turn them around so that they just kind of hold on to the peg there. And there you have Bruticus in its mode. Oh, also need to pull these up. So that's pretty much it for the Onslaught body. For Brawl, it's actually the easiest thing for him. Let's take out the gun. Turn this entire thing around. No, yeah, you keep it like that. No, wait, never mind. Yeah, you do need to pull it down. And then you pull this entire piece up. stuck. Okay. Then fold the back piece like that. Like this. And then just plug in a piece like that. Then you take this entire peg here. There you have him in leg mode. For Swindle, it's also really easy. All you need to do is pull this thing apart slightly. Push up the peg. Like that. Let's see. Let's just flip back the arms so they won't be so loppy. So it looks like that. So that's pretty much it for its leg mode. Oh, and you have to pull down like that. So let's just put this to the side since the leg's done. For Vortex, and Vortex Blast Off, unpeg this and fold them out. Okay, peg that, and then you. Oh, this thing's stuck. What happened here? And this entire piece just popped off. That's just prime. Gonna just peg that in like that. Okay, it's good. Pull this down. Then turn this around. Okay, back to this. Let's go on with this transformation. First, what you're going to have to do is plug in the head into like that. Next, what you do is pull this forward. Take this entire bottom piece here and pull it out as far as you can like that. Take out the front gun. Then pull this down like this. And you turn the figure around. Oh, that's right. Pull these pieces back all the way. Then goes back and plug these two pieces together. So that once you do, it forms the front of his plane mode. Next, what you do is turn this entire body around. Plug this back in. Pull the hands forward like that. And what you're going to do is this basically just turn this around so that these face these front panels here on his arms face forward like that. Then just kind of close everything together. Really just kind of plugs together and just together. Okay, so it just kind of plugs them together like that. Then here's the transformation. Just take out his blades. And you have Vortex in his. No. Put these down. Actually. Anyways, we have Vortex here in his vehicle mode. So vehicle mode looks... Actually, I really like this one. It's a cool looking Cybertronian helicopter. And the propeller does spin really well, which is nice. And he's also got these weapons, which I got to show in the robot mode. Basically, it's these blades that you could just plug into the side here. And it's like a flying vehicle with blades. I guess it's kind of like a gun too. But it looks just more like regular blades, that's about it. There you have, yeah. It's helicopter with blades on the sides. Now, going back to the earlier point that I mentioned about this being slightly inaccurate, seeing the demo for the Fall Cybertron game that was released recently, basically, I'm not quite sure what it did, but it became this alternate mode for its like speed mode or something. What basically would, by what it looks of it, it's kind of full downward, and then, yeah, I don't really know what the rest does. It looks really weird, and I don't really know what they could have done anyway to make that accurate. So I guess it's not too biggie that they didn't add to the toy version as well. So yeah, no, there's no wheels or anything. It's just kind of like that. Anyways, let's go on to the final guy. Ooh, this is a really long review. Anyways, let's go into the final guy, Onslaught. Yeah, it's kind of a hassle with these guys because they're like 5 pieces and all that. And it's kind of hard to get over them in such a little time. But anyways, this is pretty much Onslaught. He's sadly the weakest out of all of them just because he's got a lot of kibble over him, this empty gap in the back. It's just unfortunate that this guy is just so poorly designed. It's sad. And for some reason mine, like, the arms tend to pop out a lot, which is kind of a major nuisance to me. Also in the game, these arms were a lot bulkier, so that's sad that it's really small now. Anyways, Onslaught is the leader of the Combaticons. He forms the main body, and I'm kind of on the same point that others, that this guy would have worked better if he was a Voyager, but in a sense, even though it would look better, I don't know how, like, I wonder how it would work out in this, combined mode, seeing as I think it might be extra unbalanced than it already is. Though he does stand, so don't worry. Just at times he can have slight balancing issues. He does have this double barrel kind of gun looking thing, so that's nice. Put that aside. So articulation points is also kind of hindering, but yeah, he does have the waist, which is good. His arms can can't really go 360, just kind of goes like that. His arms on a ball joint, which is really like not very connected ball joint, he keeps popping out, and it's got ratcheted elbows, and his hands can't do anything. His knees on a ratchet joint. His legs can swivel, and some kind of other ratchet joint that allows him to allow movement. That and a really tight ratchet joint going front and back as well. So, yeah, as you can clearly see, it's really tight on mine. Other than that, articulation doesn't really help him much, just because of his overall design, and I don't know, it's really sad that this guy got kind of the boot here. Anyway, to transform into his vehicle mode, you expose the head, which is kind of also annoying, but they kind of cheat. I'll show you in a minute what they do to cheat it. You make sure that these wheels go on like that, so it kind of just lays like that. Just kind of looks like that for now. Plug these pieces around. Like this. Turn this entire body around so it lays flat like that. As you can see, it's almost done. Sorry if I'm not showing the camera. Next, what you do is you kind of plug this upward body like that. So, you know, we're supposed to turn it around again. So, plugs in like that. So then, as you can see, it's also really kind of small so far. Another thing you do is take these pieces here, fold them up. Make sure that the hands don't pop out. Yes, they didn't pop out this time. I have to be very careful here because I hate when they pop out. Kind of just... And I was afraid I was going to do that. Just plug it into place. Okay, so... Make sure that these hands cover the face. That's the main objective here. If it would stop popping out. I have to edit this video a lot. Anyways, kind of just fold over the head so that the head is no longer exposed. This thing would allow me to actually do it properly. That would be grateful. Okay, there. So yeah, it just kind of wraps over the face like that. And then you could plug this into here. It's got the pegs in the back of the gun that just kind of folds. Not folds, kind of just pegs in on top.